soon to be husband to Brent's, raised him. He said, Dad, they're eating at Easy's, and they said we could have her. And I said,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Theater of Memory. A pleasure to have you here. I am going to turn my phone to stun. And yeah, I don't want to kill anybody with it. I meant silent, of course.
Stun, yeah, put it on stun.
And, okay. So, welcome. This is all of our series. It's part of the analog renaissance. This is something that you can't do on a screen. You are here with a real live person doing real live music in a real live fashion for real live people. So this is a good thing, and it's a big deal, and it happens to be somebody of our family. She played up at the old Theater of Memory way back when, and here she is coming back just to see how crazy things can get. And I think you're going to be pleased.
I am pleased.
And so I get to talk like this in my professional voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeanie Fitchen.
I constantly tell myself how lucky I am to be part of the music community. And it's usually when I'm sitting out there listening to somebody. But I have to say that I am feeling extremely lucky tonight because there's so many members of the music community that I've been a part of for so many years here. And here comes another one walking in, Paul Wales. Hello, Paul. I know so many of you. It's exciting that I'm singing for you. And of course, you're all going to sing with me tonight. Right from the beginning. Hello, my friends. It's good to see you now. Have a seat. Make yourself at home. Hello, my friends. I'm so glad to see you now. Aren't you glad you came to the Theater of Memory tonight? I will sing for you. You will sing for me. And together we'll make this building ring. Are you ready? I am ready. We are ready. Let the songs begin. This is your part. Stay a while, the night is young, there are plenty of songs for everyone. On this bank and shoal of time, we are one in heart and mind. I know not how it came to be, this moment standing still for me. The power here we cannot chain might bring you joy and take your pain. If only you would leave your cares behind, if you can. So stay a while, the night is young. Stay a while, the night is young. There are plenty of songs for everyone. There are plenty of songs for everyone. On this bank and show of time, on this bank and show of time, we are one in heart and mind. We are one in heart and mind. Beyond the troubled sea we'll find a heaven's breath for humankind. The dinner fear that lies within is just the howling of the wind. Through fresh and glimmering valleys we will sojourn if we can. So stay a while, the night is young. Stay a while. The night is young. There are plenty of songs for everyone. There are plenty of songs for everyone on this bank and show time. On this bank and show of time. We are one in heart and mind. We are one in heart and mind. So stay your friends and do not rise. The light that shines comes from your eyes. We'll take what this sweet hour yields and play like flowers in the field. We'll go to where no eyes can see, where the soul is yours to wander free. I'll take your troubled heart into my own, if I can. Last time, stay a while. Stay a while. The night is young and plenty of songs for everyone. There are plenty of songs for everyone on this bank and show of time. On this bank and show of time. We are one in heart and mind. We are one in heart and mind. On this bank and show of time. We are one in heart and mind. Anyway, that was so nice. Nice to have you sing with me. And I wanted to tell you that, in case you didn't realize it, coming to a Jeanie Fitchen concert is good for your health. I'm not kidding, I'm serious. You probably have seen, there's a new study out that shows that singing helps your body to produce, see if I get this right, secretory immunoglobulin A. Seriously, your body produces that when you sing, honestly. And it coats your mouth, your throat, your lungs, your digestive system. It is perfect for your immunity in the fight against viruses and bacteria. Seriously, this really does exist. You don't have to sing well. You just have to make an effort. You can even hum. And it doesn't matter where you do it, in a car, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in the shower, no matter what. But singing is really, really good for your health. It's not just, let's see, how do they put it? It's not just emotional medicine, it's physical medicine too. So I just wanted to tell you that. So feel free to sing with every song. I'd love it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to, oops, getting used to this little thing here. I'm a traditional musician in that I use finger picks. There are not too many musicians nowadays that, they use flat picks, usually the little flat picks. But I've always used these, and honestly, I cannot play the guitar without them. So if I'm somewhere and somebody says, "Oh, pick up my guitar and play it," I can't do it unless I have my picks with me. Let's see, I'm going to do a song that I wrote a long time ago. We had the great privilege of living on the Intracoastal Waterway in Brevard County for a few years. We were right on the water, just a few feet from the river. It was about 2 miles wide behind our house. I used to go to sleep every night with the sound of the water lapping against the seawall. And then I'd wake up early in the morning before the sun would rise, and the river was just flat calm until the sun rose. And when it hit the water, it just changed everything. The wind came up, there were birds everywhere. It was like a cacophonic symphony of birds. It was beautiful, it was wonderful. So this inspired me to write a lot of, that was really when I started writing songs. Most of the songs I wrote were about the environment. soft and early hours of dawn. I rise to the sound of the shimmering song. When I'm all alone with the water and the sky, my heart is soaring, my voice replies. And I sing to the red glowing sky, and I sing to the sun rising high, and I sing to the clouds as they fade, and I sing to the images in their head. The stage comes alive with the beauty of sound from the creatures above and those on the ground. The wind is stirring, the water resounds, though the havoc is feeling, sweet music surrounds. And I sing to the gulls as they cry, and I sing to the osprey on high, and I sing to the heron at prey, and I sing to the animal play. And the river is on fire in the brilliant morning light, as she twists and turns on the way to the sea. There is a river, there's a river in our song, bringing peace and release to you and me. And there's a river in our song. There's a river in our song. Sing it with me. And there's a river in our song. And there's a river in our song. There's a river, there's a river, there's a river, there's a river, there's a river in our song. And there's a river in our song. There's a river in our song.
Yeah.
That song has really changed a lot. I used to do it so very differently, and I would break it into 3 parts at the end, and I would have one group singing, I sing, I sing, I sing, I sing, I sing, I sing, sing. Second group would be, I sing, and then I would do something else. It was always a total disaster. And one time I actually tried to do it on the main stage at the Florida Folk Festival back when Thelma Bolton was the MC, and I had her do one part, and I had Dennis Devine do the other part, and they just both looked at me like, you are absolutely nuts. And it was horrible. It was embarrassingly horrible, but when I think about it, I laugh. What have you got after this? Okay. I saw somebody else come in that I know. Sarah, are you back there somewhere? There she is. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. So I know a lot of you up here experienced great loss during this last freeze that we had on your properties. We certainly did. Back in 1983, we were living in that house on the river, and we planted citrus trees along one side of our property, little beautiful little citrus trees. And that Christmas, we went out to California to visit family out there. And on Christmas morning, I called my mom in Orlando. Our pipes are frozen. I said, how can that possibly be? In Florida? She said, yes, they're frozen. And we came home, of course, our citrus trees were completely dead. The fish in our fish tank were gone. Fortunately, one of our kind neighbors came and removed them, so we wouldn't see them floating dead fish in our fish tank when we got home. But it was devastating to us. Well, wouldn't you know it, this year, we live in a different place in Cocoa, and we have a little over 2 acres. We planted how many trees that we planted this year,
Hundreds.
baby trees. And he grafted how many mangoes?
35.
35. Really?
Oh.
It was devastating. We had sprinklers going, and we had lots of ice, which is what you want to have happen, but it was so thick that it broke the branches. It was crazy. Anyway, this is a song I wrote a while back, and it's really, the inspiration was for thinking about young men, a young man who came to Florida back in the 1800s to settle and to raise citrus trees. And then the big freeze of 1894 and 1895, for the December and January, big freezes destroyed everything. And this is probably a timeless song because it's always going to happen. It's Mother Nature's way. Let the balmy winds blow. Let the white-capped water slow. Bring the sun from behind the clouds. Let its warming rays heal the ground. I am so weary waiting by the shore. Can the fury of the season take away anymore? For all these years of trying, that one seems to rest at my front door. I wish I could be back home again, where the grassy meadows rise to meet the sky, where the willow weeps in the winter, but in the springtime comes back to life again. I wish I could be back home again, to run in the grass, fall down, pick myself up and then run home to Mama with her arms reaching out. Don't I wish I could feel my mama's arms around me again. The wonder and beauty here that beckon me, and the promises of treasures from the land and the sea. My heart was filled with yearning for the unknown. My body was willing to struggle to make it on my own. But how could I see that the killing cold of one night could take it all from me? I wish I could be back home again, where the grassy meadows rise to meet the sky, where the willow weeps in the winter, but in the springtime comes back to life song that I wrote back, I think, in 1998, just before the proverbial 6 billionth child was to be born in the world, according to the World Population Clock. So Florida, of course, now is third largest in population in the United States. The United States is third largest population in the world. So back in, I guess, 1998, when it was predicted that the 6 billionth child would be born, they also said that every 12 years we would increase the population by 1 billion. And here we are at 2026, and I looked at the population clock yesterday, and it's now at 8.2 ... billion. And it's mind-boggling, really, when you think about it. How on earth can this earth sustain growth like that? It's not so much space, but it's the resources. How can we feed people? What's going to happen when we lose our natural resources? When we can't. The fish stocks are going to be gone. I think it's the largest environmental problem that we have today, and yet it's not popular for any politician to discuss it. It's just not popular for a lot of reasons. Anyway, this song, and David's going to help me sing this. This is one that you all have to help me sing. We have fun with this one. We start out slow and then we pick up the tempo. There are changes in the wind. There are changes in the wind. Come one, come on, and hear the call. There are changes in the wind. It's your part that's going to keep coming around every so often. We'll pick up the tempo. There are changes in the wind. There are changes in the wind. Come on, and hear the call. There are changes in the wind. How many people is too many? As we reach 8 billion strong, pull your head up from the sand. The choice is in the hand of every woman, child, and man. There are changes. There are changes in the wind. There are changes in the wind. Come on, hear the call. There are changes in the wind. There is no greater premonition than a world that's run out of room. 12 is more uncontrolled, out of billion to the foe, and greater burden upon the land. There are changes. There are changes in the wind. There are changes in the wind. Come on, hear the call. There are changes in the wind. The world will see discord, drought and famine, as our natural resources disappear. And to feed the human masses, the earth's fulfillment passes to a wasteland, wild of sand. There are changes in the wind. There are changes in the wind. Come on, and hear the call. There are changes in the wind. Now here's the second part of the song. Listen carefully to the lyrics and then sing them with me. No more population when it leads to procreation. There's too much population in this world of ours. procreation. There's too much population in this world of ours. No more copulation. Who needs a procreation? There's too much population in this world of ours. No more population. When it needs a procreation. There's too much population in this world of ours. No more population. When it leads to procreation, there's too much population in this world of ours. There are changes, gotta be some changes. Let's make some changes in this world of ours. Yeah, I gotta do lots of changes.
Did Cousin Thelma ever hear that one?
No, I can't even imagine.
Me neither.
You know, when I recorded that, Jim Bickerstaff, who was my recording engineer at the time, said, you know, why don't you let us guys sing that part? And for some reason it bothered him for me to sing No More Population. I didn't sing it. He and you and who else? The other male voices sang No More Population. And then when I did it at Florida Folk Festival a few years ago, in fact, there's a YouTube video of my performing. David's on the stage, Mindy Simmons, Amy Carroll Webb, Mark Billman, Will was there, yeah.
I was there.
And Wayne Martin. And yeah, everybody was singing it and everybody was enjoying it. And I was worried at that point. In the beginning, I was a little worried about singing that at the Florida Folk Festival. And I queried a lot of my musician friends before I sang it there. And I said, tell me if you think it is inappropriate. Everybody said it was fine except for one person. Our dear friend Wayne Martin.
That's not surprising.
I thought, well, the majority rules.
Sorry, Wayne.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that was fun. It's a fun song to sing, but so you know, I started writing. I because I was inspired to write by so many people: Will McLean, Frank Thomas, Don Grooms. Way back when, and most of the songs that I started with were songs about Florida and the environment. But there was a song that I wrote when I was a teenager in high school. I co-wrote it with my mom, and I think I was a junior in high school. I was born and raised in Orlando and went to Edgewater High School, and it was in the later part of the '60s, and of course there was a lot of unrest because of the Vietnam War. Not just on the college campuses, but on high school campuses as well. And we also had an ongoing teacher strike taking place too, so it was a lot of bad things going on. And our local ABC affiliate, WFTV Channel 9, decided they wanted to do a documentary called The Majority, which was about young people, good young people, that didn't make waves.
Of course.
So they went around to the various high schools and they selected a few students. I'm not sure what criteria they used for that. I was to do the music, and they asked me to write the theme song. Me write a song? I mean, I had no idea how to do something like that at that time. And so my very talented mom kicked in. She said, don't worry about it. I'll write the lyrics, you write the melody. And that's what we did. So I ended up with this very solemn song, but it was appropriate. It was appropriate for the video. And they put us in a van and drove us to New Smyrna Beach and set me up on a sand dune. And I sat there the whole time. I didn't get to talk. I just had to sing. And I got to see everything going on in front of me. And while they were interviewing these young people, a group of young people from New Smyrna Beach with chains came onto the beach and started waving them, "Get off our beach," screaming at all of us. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember the outcome. I know that they were sent away, and we had no problems after that, but I thought, how ironic. Here we're trying to make a documentary about good young people, and these people show up. They were about the same age, too. Anyway, this is called Where Are We Going? Where are we going? Where do we go from here? Our childhood years are over, and we're looking ahead without fear. Where are we going? Where do we go from here? The ripples in the ocean, like the overwhelming tide, is America's youth marching in a column 10 miles wide. Where are we going? Where do we go from here? Can't you hear our cries? Please listen. It's from deep within our souls. Help us to build a new tomorrow without hate, without sorrow. Where are we going? Where do we go from here? Thanks. I'm gonna get a sip of water. I always forget to drink water when I'm up here, because I don't like the silence in the audience. So
Talk among yourselves.
So many of you know that Ned and I used to travel. I say used to, up until COVID. We traveled every summer out west from June through October, and we would camp on public land, mostly BLM land or national forest. We rarely stayed in campgrounds, only when we had to. We spent a lot of time on the desert. We loved the West, and we'd go to Alaska every other year too, camp and harvest salmon, and I had great experiences. But we're collectors, very much like this. We have a house full of rocks and fossils and antlers and skulls and shells and even some desiccated coyote scat. I mean, anything that looks, that's very interesting. And when you get it from the desert, it's very compact and it's filled with little bones from critters they've eaten. That sort of thing, that's fascinating. You could put it on a shelf. My mom once said, she saw that, she said, I guess any collection is nice if it's displayed properly.
Tastefully.
Anyway, so to get to a lot of these collecting sites that we've been to over the years, we go on some really gnarly roads. Some roads, they're not roads at all, they're paths. And some of the old guidebooks that Ned used to have, that he has copious notes in, some of the descriptions would be, okay, you travel a mile down State Road 43 until you see the old windmill. You turn right at the old windmill, go through the gate, then turn left at the old barn that's falling down, then go to the corral, half a mile after that, and then you're in the right area. Those are the kinds of places we go to, but some of the roads getting there, and really should be four-wheel drive roads, where we had vans, always had vans, so it was always tricky. But there was one road in particular that we traveled through, mainly to go hiking. It's 101 miles of gravel, or dirt, I guess you'd call, that connected Elk City, Idaho with Darby, Montana, and through a big wilderness area. And we arrived in the middle of July, and our plans were to drive into the area and do some backpacking. But when we got there, the road was still closed because of some snow. So fortunately, we ran into a ranger, and she said, well, I'll tell you what, she said, it's close, and I'm going to check that one area that we were concerned with today. So she said, if you can hang out here today, I'll let you know this evening when I come back. I'll put a note on your vehicle or whatever. So she did, and she put a note on our vehicle, and she said, the road is now open. There's one area that's a little difficult. I have a cone up there. She said, I broke a tire. What was it? Broke a wheel, but she said, you'll probably be okay.
Great.
So the next day, we start out on the Magruder Corridor, and most of it's good, but there are some areas that are very, very tricky. We got to the point where there's the cone, and there's the road this wide, and there's the canyon, right down there, right? So we got through that, and when we finished the road, we came to the end. I said, I've had these lyrics going around in my head. Now is the time to write my song, Roads. And so it's the title cut on my Road CD that I have no more of, unfortunately. And I was very thrilled that it was nominated for a Grammy, that particular CD. And I have no more, but people can hear it on the internet, you can download it. So anyway, this is Roads. And if you do get to see a picture of Roads at the front of the album, we're on a road that was the road up to Mount St. Helens, the year after it exploded. And so you see all the stalks, all the trees in the background. That's quite a road. Oh boy. There are roads made of asphalt, roads made of sand, roads that are seldom very traveled by man. And there are roads made of concrete, gravel and clay. One can find these roads just any old day. There are roads that are rugged, rocky and rough, roads for the spirited, daring and tough. And there are roads that are easy, gentle and free, roads that will satisfy both you and me. And there are roads to the mountains and roads through the range, roads through the grasslands, savannas and plains. And there are roads through the cities, villages and towns. Anytime, any day, these roads can be found. There are roads with no beginning, and roads without end. Roads you'll find maybe once, never again. And there are roads that lead to glory, honor and fame, roads to corruption, greed, scandal and shame. And there are roads lined with silver, roads lined with gold, roads that lead you hungry, thirsty and cold. follow them around, 'cause there's no place like home. So we did spend a lot of time out in the desert, and I'm talking about high desert, I'm talking about sand dunes or anything like that. The desert where you find sagebrush and rabbit bush, pinyon pines. It's dry, very, very dry. At night it gets very cold, even in the summer. But it's very beautiful and quiet, so quiet, sometimes that your ears ring from the quietness. But it's beautiful, and I really love, we both really love Nevada, basin and range country. You have mountain range after mountain range, but they're not terribly high mountains, and you get to the top of one range and you can see down into the basin of the next, and then up to the top of the next range, and then so on and so forth. And it's absolutely beautiful, and there's always some clouds over the mountains. And when the sun pours down through the clouds, it makes these giant shadows on the mountains. And you turn around, and you turn around again, and the shadows are gone. That was the inspiration for this song. It's kind of a love song. And it's also inspired by a song that Don Grooms wrote a number of years ago. Those of you remember Don Grooms is a Florida songwriter, entertainer. His song was called Wild Birds, and the theme was, the wild birds flew by me calling my name. Stars disappear in the early morning light. I'm awakened from my heavy sleep and the icy desert night. Crawl from my bed to the hard and rocky ground. I listen to the quiet and the stillness all around. I gather sage to build a fire, to cut the cold from my weary bones. I follow the sun, it's rising higher and pours down through the drifting clouds, making shadows on the mountain. Many miles before me, to reach the nearest town. I'll rest beneath this cottonwood, it's the only one around. I've been working on this letter in my mind for much too long. I know it's time to tell you all those reasons one gone. I wish my heart could make it easy to settle down, hang around. I tried, the Lord He knows how hard I've tried. But like the fire, when the fuel is spent and gone, like the shadows on the mountain. The coyotes are calling in the early evening light. I lay my head upon the ground and I settle for the night. It's when the stars fill up the sky that I wish you most of all. I can't explain the longing and the tears begin to fall. struggle with the demons of the night disappear in the early morning light, like the shadows on the mountain. When winter's here, I should come knocking once again. Don't embrace me as your lover, don't greet me as your friend. 'Cause my boots will find an easy rest with my pack upon the floor. And I'll move to take my usual place like all those times before. Remember when my promises were gone? You filled your heart with all that it could hold. With passion steals the body and the soul. For just a flash in time, then it passes on like the shadows on the mountain. I'm going to switch guitars here. I need it. So this other little guitar I have. Did you say?
They're gossiping about you.
Gossiping.
Yeah.
This isn't the time to gossip.
It's about you though,
Oh,
so
no,
it's
it's
okay.
fine. When I'm switching guitars, it's about me. All right, let me figure this out. This guitar, I've had longer than that guitar. If you see, they're both made of the same kind of wood, which is koa, which is gorgeous wood and hard to, it's a Hawaiian wood, hard to get hold of. Wait, let me get
You're
this
doing fine.
right. Is that straight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. This guitar, I don't play it very often because it's persnickety. I'll tell you a little story how I got it. A number of years ago at the Florida Folk Festival, after I would finished the performance, and one of the stage managers brought me a note from one of the demonstrating craftspeople, a luthier, who was set up in the museum building apparently in White Springs during the Florida Folk Festival. And the note said, "Please come see me." I didn't know who this person was. I think his name, I knew his name was Mike Simpson. I can't remember if he actually had it on the note or not. And I thought, well, I don't know, that's a strange thing, you know. So I waited until late the next day and went over to the museum and saw him, and he had this beautiful display of all these guitars that he had made. And he said, "Pick one out." And of course I honed in on this one. It was right there in front of me. It was such a beautiful guitar. And I picked it up and I started playing with it, and I said, "It's really a beautiful guitar, nice." And I started to put it back. He said, "No, I want you to take it. I want you to have it." And I was just totally amazed. I mean, this guitar, on the day it was born, had a beautiful sound. And actually, that one too, that's the beauty of koa wood. And David, who is this great luthier and knows how quality wood makes such a difference with the sound of an instrument. I can't see your face, David, because you're
I'm here
unblinded.
somewhere.
I know. But anyway, I don't play it very often because it does have some problems. I've had to have the neck rebuilt twice, and it sometimes won't stay in tune, so hopefully it will right now. So, in our travels, we've found some amazing places in our travels. One of them still exists today. It's an earthquake memorial right outside of Yellowstone National Park. I call it the Madison River earthquake because because of what happened in the river, but it's referred to as the Yellowstone earthquake or the Hegben Lake earthquake, which is a lake nearby. And it took place in 1959, in one summer evening, one August evening around midnight. And what happened, it was a 7.5 on the Richter scale. One side of a mountain collapsed and into the canyon, into the river, actually, basically. I think it was like 85 million cubic yards of rock fell, burying campers all along, and producing winds that were 100 miles per hour and tossing cars, tents, everything. And so we came home, we've been there twice, and you would think it happened yesterday. It's just so amazing to see the lake that was created, the houses that collapsed, the trees that are still, the stumps that are still standing in the lake, et cetera. And let me think, what was I going to tell you?
Good so far.
So,
You don't
so
camp
it was
there?
something
No.
important. It was important. There were a lot of springs in Yellowstone that erupted into geysers. They had never had geysers before. I don't know if that still exists. I would like to know. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So we went home from our travels that summer, and I said to Ned, you know, we have this marvelous National Geographic collection. I bet you we have something about that earthquake. So I went back and I looked at the 1960 magazine, and sure enough, they had pictures, they had the whole story from survivors, and it was just fascinating to look at that, know that I'd been there and saw what these people experienced. There was one young boy who was camping with his family, and obviously he was a survivor. He grabbed hold of a tree, to hold onto a tree because the winds were so strong, but his clothes were blown off of his body from the sheer strength of the wind. Anyway, it's incredible. So this song is called Earthquake, and there is a chorus. You're welcome to sing it. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. All the rumbling of the earth beneath the ground. And 20 feet died in the great landslide. Their gravestone forevermore. Their gravestone forevermore. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The night was clear, the moon was high, lighting up the August night. The weary travelers were nestled down above the river's gentle sound. Madison River's gentle sound. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The river had nowhere to go. The fallen mass had blocked its flow. The survivors rushed to higher ground above the river's dreadful sound. Madison River's dreadful sound. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. The walls of the canyon came tumbling down. stands so high, pushed across the canyon by the great landslide. It bears the names of those brought down above the river's dreadful sound. That is the river's dreadful sound. And the walls of the canyon came tumbling down. 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 You have been a great audience. You see my other cape? Oh, yes, sorry. No? Where's my other cape? Oh.
Capo juggling.
I think you all deserve a story, a bedtime story. Don't go to sleep. Actually, I've taken some of the old fairy tales that we grew up with and made them sort of politically correct, if that's possible. So we can't call them fairy tales. That's not politically correct. We call them bedtime stories. This is one that you all know. And of course, there's a chorus for you to sing too. It comes around just a few times. Her hood was red and her eyes were blue. Ooh, it's your part is so easy in there. Once upon a time, on the edge of the wood, lived a lovely young person who was very, very good. Once upon a time, on the edge of the wood, lived a lovely young person named Red Riding Hood. One day her mother asked her to take a basket of fresh fruit and mineral water to her grandmother's house. Not because this is woman's work, mind you, but because the deed was kind and generous and would engender a feeling of community. I'll go at once to grandmother's side. Her hood was red and her eyes were blue. She started on a journey and sang a little song. All through the woods she hopped and skipped along. She met a big wolf after just a little while. He greeted her with a curious smile. And where are you going? Asked the wolf. To take these healthful snacks to my grandmother, who is certainly capable of caring for herself as a mature adult. You know, my dear, it isn't safe for a young woman to walk through these woods alone, said the wolf. I find your sexist remarks offensive in the extreme, but I will excuse them because of your traditional status as an outcast from society, the stress of which has caused you to develop your own entirely valid world views. Now, if you excuse me, I'll be on my way. Her hood was red and her eyes were blue. The wolf took the short way and got there very fast, and knocked on grandmother's door and said, "It's Red Riding Hood, I've come at last." Come in, said grandmother very sweetly. Come in I will, said the wolf most discreetly. The wolf went in his very sneaky way. He was very, very hungry and hadn't eaten for many a day. He ate poor grandmother very, very quickly, which was an entirely valid course of action for a carnivore such as himself. Then he crept into her bed to hide and pretended to be sickly, unhampered by rigid, traditionalist notions of what was masculine and feminine. He put on her night clothes. Soon Red Riding Hood came up to the door and asked if she could enter without knowing what was in store. The wolf said, "Come in the sweetest sounding way. Come in, you'll brighten my day." have brought you some fat-free, sodium-free snacks to salute you in your role of wise and nurturing matriarch. Come closer, dear, that I might see you. Oh, grandmother, I forgot. You are as optically challenged as a bat. What big eyes you have. I have seen much and forgiven much, my dear. But grandmother, what a big nose you have. Only relatively speaking, of course, and certainly attractive in its own way. I have smelled much and forgiven much, my dear. But grandmother, what big teeth you have. I am happy with who I am and what I am. And he jumped out of bed. He grabbed Red Riding Hood in his claws, intent on devouring her. But Red Riding Hood screamed, not out of alarm at the wolf's apparent tendency toward cross-dressing, but because of his willful invasion of her personal space. Her screams were heard by a passing woodchopper person, or log fuel technician as he preferred to be called. He burst into the cottage and tried to intervene, but as he lifted his axe, Red Riding Hood and the wolf stopped cold. And just who do you think you are? Said Red Riding Hood, bursting in here like a Neanderthal, trusting your weapon to do your thinking for you. Sexist, speciesist, how dare you assume that woman and wolf can't solve their own problems without a man's help? When she heard Red Riding Hood's impassioned pleas, grandmother jumped out of the wolf's mouth, seized the axe, and cut off the log fuel technician's head. After this, Red Riding Hood, grandmother, and the wolf felt a certain commonality of purpose. Thank you. They decided to start an alternative household based on mutual respect and cooperation, and they lived happily ever after in the woods. Her hood was red and her eyes were blue. Back to the other guitar and trust it more. Yeah, there we go. All right. I have another one that I do much longer. It's Rapunzel, the story for you. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. How are you all doing? Are you getting tired? No. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we've got plenty of time. All right, so traveling again, another travel song. How many of you have been to the Baja Peninsula, the California del Sur? Yeah, it's recently or a long time ago?
Years ago.
Years ago? We went there in 80 and 87, right? So that's a long time ago. We actually drove down through Mexico. We were very brave, but there were no problems like that as the problems exist today. So we weren't worried about that. We had amazing experiences driving across Mexico with Mexican people. Were wonderful. It was great. And we would go over to Mazatlan on the coast, and then we'd take a ferry over to La Paz, and then we'd spend time camping around the Baja Peninsula. I think the second time we were there for 6 weeks, didn't we? First time it was shorter, but it was also during a heat wave, tremendous heat wave. It was so hot that in Texas, state of Texas, the ranchers were burning the cactus spines off the cactus plants because there was no grass for the cattle to eat, so they were eating whatever they could get. The only way we could stay cool when we were in Baja was to stay in the water. So all day long, we were just like soaking in the water. At night, it was like the wind was like a furnace coming through. It was so hot. It was triple digits, way up there, I'm sure. But Baja is in many ways, no, in a few ways, it's like Florida in that it's a peninsula. It's surrounded by water on three sides. It's got an ocean on one side and a gulf on the other, and it is a tourist mecca. That's where the similarities end. Baja is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. harsh. If you go inland, it's desert. It's real desert. The most amazing succulents and cactus plants you'll ever see that exist there. And then all of you are familiar with the saguaros that grow out west. So they have their own cactus that's similar called the cardone. If you compare them side by side, you can see that they're different, but yet they're very tall, slow-growing cactus plants. Anyway, I was so inspired to write this song. In Baja, California, you rise with the sun. The peerless power that takes your strength before the day is done. Desert peninsula, I sleep below. And the wide open spaces like the vultures overhead. Peril like misfortune to the lost unwary soul. And the fiery breezes rise through the sky. With Leo in passing, the devil's touch is known. And the man is forced at last to wander to the sea. The Magdalena plain lies passionless and dry. The desert slopes beneath the canopy of clear blue sky. Fleshy leaves with spiny plants stand helpless in the sun. And violently they twist out of shape and out of place. In shades of gray and death against the dry and dusty ground. And the gradual ascent to the east, close to the Sierra Gigante, only can be. And the man is forced at last to wander to the sea. The Sea of Cortez is the youngest of the earth. The gradual shifting of the crust gave you to its birth. As along the deep shores of turquoise blue and green, and the volcanoes islands rise, lie scattered through time. Home to creatures rare and strange, in isolation wild and cold. Water, thank you. I think about it while I'm singing. It's late. Okay. was making these beautiful quilts for her friends and family. One day her little 5-year-old grandson Matthew stood before her and said, "Situ, won't you make me a quilt for my band? I need one." Oh, that grandmother was so delighted. Well, together they picked out the pattern, which would be the little Dutch boy, meaning that every block on that quilt would contain a little boy dressed in bib overalls, wearing beautifully appliqued and embroidered shirts. Well, she gathered her materials and began her work, but she became ill and ended up in the hospital having heart surgery. When she came home, her spirit was just gone. She couldn't do anything. Until one day, little Matthew stood in front of her and said, "Situ, aren't you ever going to finish my quilt? I need that." Now, you would think that someone had put a fire in that grandmother, but she found her hands. She finished the quilt by Christmas of that year. Well, that grandmother is actually my mother. And little Matthew is my nephew. And he's all grown up now. I spent so many nights in my parents' home to be awakened in the middle of the night by the beautiful song of a mockingbird. But through the walls I could hear my mother tossing and turning in her bed because she was planning that next project. She could never get rest. She was always busy, busy, busy. So I wrote the song for my mother, for Matthew, for you and me, because there are times when we all lose our way. Just outside the window, beneath the pale moon's light, a bird song fills the starry sky, deep into the night. Rest will not come easy, no moment is one's own. The small board calls to no one as she tirelessly sings alone. And just inside the window, with her head upon the pillow, her mother's eyes are open wide, deep into the night. Rest will not come easy when her mind is never still. Her heart is in her hand. With every piece of patchwork, a memory she would find in plants and stripes, flowers and leaves, an image comes to mind. Wedding rings and pine trees, bow ties and saddle bells, cathedral windows and pinwheels, delectable mountains and
Little jazz ending there.
Oh, that's very funny. Glad you can laugh. Oh, goodness. This is a song I wrote. This is a song that I wrote. Oh, long ago. The quickest song I wrote. Probably 2 hours, maybe. When my son was 16 years old. Something happened during that a day. I had no recollection of what that was. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and I sat down and wrote this song. He is all grown up now, of course, and a wonderful, wonderful human being. And I don't remember any of the bad times, really. I just remember that I wrote this song, so there must have been some. I think we could all relate to it. We've all been teenagers. We've probably raised teenagers, or we're raising teenagers, or we have teenage grandchildren. It can be quite trying. When I wrote this song, I told my son, I was going to debut it at the Florida Folk Festival. I told my son, I want you to be in the audience because I wrote a song for you.
Yeah, right.
Well, guess what? He was in the audience. I couldn't see him. I don't know where he was, but he came behind the stage afterward and he said, I can't believe you sang that song. I can't believe you did that to me. He likes it now. It's tough to be a parent when a teenager's what you got. Never mind when you've been reading or the basics you've been taught. New rules and regulations begin at age 16. And those gentle, peaceful, cherished times come few and far between. And the parent becomes the enemy, the very scourge of his existence, who imposes threats and punishments with perseverance and persistence, and who takes the upper hand in all matters of importance, like food, money, and name brand clothes. All the joys are soon forgotten when the hormones start to flow. And it's not just changing voices or body parts that grow. The boy thinks he's a man with all privileges therefrom. He has little use for authority and little use for mom. My role as his caretaker is insignificant and worthless, paltry and important, immaterial and useless, except the times when my position is both respected and revered, like Christmas, birthdays, and the first of the month. There's a little said between us, it's not easy to relate. We're speaking his own language in words he won't debate. I bite my tongue more often just to keep disputes at bay. But no matter how I choose my words, he argues anyway. In exotic hybrid dialect, unusual and strange. Familiar words are altered and phrases rearranged. A variety of language peculiar to the young. Like, it was heat, you got snaked, you're hating it, and of course, killer. He disappears into his bedroom to avoid confrontation. He spends much time away from home, venting his frustration. He reprimands and nags me till he is had his fill. And if his livid looks don't kill his criticizing will, really true. He said, you know what, Mom? If you weren't my mother, you'd be ugly.
Oh,
He really did say that. They were a long, long time. He doesn't remember that at all.
good thing.
You know, I'm gonna do one, I usually follow that song up with this one. I didn't write it. I don't remember who wrote it, it's a very old song. Where did my little boy go? Guess that's something I'll never know. Why did my little boy grow into a man I cannot know? No more bedtime prayers to pray. No more stories can I tell, or any questions about this life that I don't answer well. He would always run to me, wanting love and sympathy. Now he's grown and gone away. He don't depend on me. Where did my little boy go? Guess that's something I'll never know. Why did my little boy grow into a man I cannot know? I think it's about time. I don't know where Bill is, but I think he told me
He's
to
right
stop
here.
around.
Do you need to ask him a question or something?
I'm just wondering about the time. How are we doing with time?
The time? You
Yes.
mean the relative time or the time on the clock or?
Time on the clock? When do you want me
Why,
to
it's
stop?
8:59.
8:59? Do you want me to play one more minute?
No, another song,
I
another
think you
song.
should do a big ending.
Okay, I have a big ending.
Yay!
All right. All right.
Really big.
Bill doesn't have any personality at all.
Okay, one of our travels, we spent a lot of time in Canada too. We took a ferry across to the Queen Charlotte Islands from the Canadian mainland. And on the ferry, there was a young couple with a baby that we met. And we chatted with them the whole time we were on the ferry. And then we kept seeing them on the island while we were there. We actually went to a Haida Indian dinner with them one evening. And then when we were coming back, they were on the same ferry. It was very interesting. And at the very end, the young man looked at us, and as we were saying goodbye, he said, "Have a good life." And I thought, I love that. I love that. So that's why it's in the song. say goodbye, perhaps forever. This journey we have shared is come and gone. We must carry on without each other. Never in time will this same group of people find themselves together again in just this way. The power of the wandering men called chance has caused our paths to cross, this time in pleasure. We have different hearts and different minds, now are bound by common threads. We're kindred spirits. When the road divides and we scatter with our memories, all I will tell you when we part our ways is have a good life. Have a good life. Have a good life. And may you find a sunset in every dream, and a dream in every sunset. Have a good life. Have a good life. And after climbing one great hill, may you find many more great hills to climb. Have a good life. And may you travel to the four corners of the earth, if only in your imagination. Have a good life. Have a good life. And may your hand always be extended in friendship, never in want. Have a good life. Have a good life. And may you keep on singing to add years to your life and life to your years. Have a good life. Have a good life. And may you find that life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. Have a good life. 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 Have Yes, yes, yes.
I mean,
I'll come back and stay
This
longer.
time, yeah,
I'll
this
stay
time
longer
it won't be
next time.
23 years though, okay? So that's it, you guys. This is what happens when real people come and listen to real people. It's something that.
It's AI.
Are you AI? Are you cheater, you?
Imagination. Individual.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is, in spite of what happens in the world, it is our duty now, especially to keep the vibration high and not succumb. That's what they're trying to do, is bring us down. But love and music and community is what will get us through. And so that's why I say, thank you, Jeanie.
to see you all out here. Knowing that you came here to hear me sing, it's such a joy and a responsibility. But I love it. Thank you so much.
And the sincerest form of flattery is buying somebody's merch.
Just
thought I'd
thought so.
say.
Oh, no, you know what the sincerest form is? Singing my songs. Learn my songs and sing them. I think that's the greatest compliment you could do.
Yes.
People say, your songs are hard. Too hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.